Welcome to my thoughts on The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 12, Not Tomorrow Yet. The episode is rated TVMA, so this video will be, there will be spoilers for the episode and everything live-action Walking Dead leading up to it. Another episode I absolutely fucking loved. Holy shit. Right, let's real quick do the YouTube video recommendation. So, The Male Leftist Problem by Elliot Sang and featuring Alice Capel. Fantastic video. And let's dive right in. I'm going to try to keep this more or less chronological. Yeah, I really loved seeing, just day in the life of Carol, or not quite an entire day, but, just what she does. She's, making all these cookies using the, just acorns and beets. And at one point it has to take out a gnarly-eyed walker. And it's like, great, I just washed this, now there's blood all over it, and, we see her right after a shower. Can I just take a brief, I swear I won't go on forever, but I really, really appreciate that, we are now at a point where Hollywood is capable of showing a woman who clearly has just showered without feeling the need to obsess over whether or not she's conventionally attractive and maybe even like have the audience like gawk at her as she is showering. Anyway, so let's see, that brings us to the I guess, yeah, so she's going around handing out cookies. I love the reaction of the first one. It's like, okay then. And, she hands a box to the guy, and he just keeps like, I don't know, it's, well, the kids are starving. Yeah, there's enough for the kids. I don't know. Dude, I really love that she eventually also just put it in your mouth, jerk. Just, like, don't insult someone's home cooking, give it a chance, at the bare minimum. And, he, of course, does like it. I mean, I get the thing about, like, oh, I don't normally like beets. Well, I don't normally like rhubarb, but, when I was a child, my mom made amazing rhubarb porridge, I guess is the word. It was incredibly delicious, so give it a chance. Anyway, I think that does it. Yeah, and so, she stands there with one, thing left of, and there's only like one cookie in there, and and then we see Morgan, and I was thinking, is she only gonna give him one as like a thing of like, I'm so mad at you, but yeah, and the thing about like, it's been weeks since we had a conversation, is that what we did? And he is uncomfortable about, the fact that she is keeping quiet about something that she doesn't approve of, and, he says that thing, which, I mean, that is right out of the Bible. It's not a direct quote, but he says, if you keep quiet about something, I mean, there's okay, this is definitely not going to be the verbatim, but there is something in the Bible about, like, if you knowingly let a sin happen, you too have sinned. And she insists they're not gonna tell, and part of it is that Denise would also be revealed. Oh, actually, I think that's what she says to Rosita later. But yeah, and Rick and the others come back, and I quite like that the only person that Rick tells that was in Alexandria when the deal was made is Carol. And just the determined look on her face, like she doesn't love it, but this is what the world is now, And I guess the very next thing is the I think the next thing is the town hall meeting, but yeah, I really appreciate it. He tells them absolutely nothing. He just says, we're going to have a meeting. All will be explained. And yeah, the yeah, I quite appreciated that. So Rick by now has learned, okay, there needs to be at least, you know, people need to feel like they are being heard when they have issue with what he thinks they should do. But he also is going to insist that they do go through with that. These are things he has learned from past experiences with survivors. And yeah, Morgan, speaks up because this is his philosophy, and I did quite appreciate, I think it's Rosita who says, why couldn't he just take the win? He got away with what he did, but yeah, this is just how he views things, and it was really effective there near the end of the episode when we see him really distraught over, and Rick, I appreciated him being kind of diplomatic. He's like, some don't want to kill, but, and not everybody has to kill, but if they're going to live here, they're going to have to accept that some of us are going to. Instead of just saying, listen, Morgan, because it's like, literally nobody else said, could we not, and say we did, And let's see, I think, yeah, and I really appreciate the talking about how, yeah, these various groups that they've had to deal with. And it genuinely is like, I understand both points of view, because certainly, and I mean, by the end of this episode, it's not quite clear if what they did was the smartest, because at least one person survived and, has hostages, which, they didn't even have to know about Rick's survivors. And I think, I mean, really, all they do know is, okay, somebody killed, somebody blew up those people on the road. That was like weeks ago, so, the fact that they haven't found them yet suggests they just have no idea where they are. And yeah, none of the saviors, had seen the yeah. Anyway, I think that does bring us to, yeah, Maggie talks to Glenn and insists she should be there, and Carol on multiple occasions later says she shouldn't, and then there at the end they both get caught. So, god damn it. And I think I really like the bit about, you're a mom, and she's like, I was, and she's like, no, you're a mom to most people here. And he's like, what about you? And he says he was thinking something else, which I like their relationship. I like yeah, and the thing about, oh, those things will kill you. Do you have another one? Not for you. Why? 'Cause asshole. And the let's see. Yeah, and the thing about, like, I'm worried about tomorrow. Are you coming? No, I'm worried about you. I'm worried something will happen to you. And so Abraham does ready so he can leave after this operation. And yeah, he's being a real asshole. I appreciate he did at least say, but she had to really push for him to say it. Yeah. Once again, not doing gender essentialism here. I'm talking about socialization, but a lot of women are socialized to communicate better than a lot of men. It's something we men can learn from women. We can change how we socialize young men. Now, yeah, and then Eugene standing there, have you tried these cookies? They're real good. Yeah, yeah, once again, this kind of, typical for Eugene, lack of situational awareness. That's, yeah. And once again, autistic spectrum coded, which I say with love. I care about a lot of autistic people. I think that does pretty much get us to the, let's see. Right, and there's the part where, so he's drawing the map on several pieces of paper, and yeah, I thought they did a really great job on the tension and suspense is fantastic in a significant chunk of this episode, and I don't know, maybe it's just because, it's probably just because I got like John Carpenter on the brain recently. Am I the only person who got a little bit of a Assault on Precinct 13 vibe from some of the I don't know, the claustrophobia, the way the enemy just keeps on coming, and we don't really know much about them. They haven't really been humanized in our eyes. Yeah, it was incredibly effective. There was one point where I started to feel a little bit uncomfortable, and then I was like, when did I last inhale? Oxygen, not weed. Anyway, I think, does that bring us to... Yeah, and right, oh my God, the thing with, well, they asked for, they're going to let us right in the door. They asked for Gregory's head. We'll bring it to him, which, like, I was fairly confident that Rick meant they were going to bring something that will look like it, but, yeah. And yeah, the thing about, like, well, these are the finalists. Which head do you want to give? And, they're like, well, that one's closest, but no, the nose is off. Oh, okay. And then he just fucking punches it. What? I mean, you know what? The Saviors are scary. You're scarier. And, let's see. Yeah, the conversation, have you had to kill before? No, I've been lucky. Me too. And, then later, Glenn is able to head stab, but, he has to do it for the other guy. And then they do fire guns. And I have heard, I'm not speaking from experience, but that there is a psychological thing where it is easier to kill if you cannot see the person that you are killing, And, yeah, and it still clearly did affect them. But yeah, the entire thing, oh my God, them just going room to room and stabbing. And then one of them, gets out, attacks Abraham. Before Abraham is able to finish him off, he pulls the fucking fire alarm. God damn it. And just, yeah. Ultimately there weren't a huge number of walkers as far as we saw, but certainly everyone was awake then. And, yeah, holy shit. Just all the, yeah. Yeah, fantastic choreography. By the way, episode directed by Greg Nicotero. Once again, hits it out the park. Like, my God. And, let's see. I think that does pretty much... I'm not going to do a complete play-by-play because, like, all of... every single bit of them shooting at each other, hiding from each other, all that was just amazing. I thought it worked incredibly well, that there were times where it was unclear how much was left for them to check of, like, hallways and rooms and shit. So it was, like, disorienting, like, not quite as, like, chaotic as, Saving Private Ryan's, what's it called again? Landing, D-Day landing scene, but... nevertheless, it was, yeah, I never felt completely confident, except, yeah, when they opened the door there at the end and there was light outside. Okay, I guess it's over now. And then it turned out not quite to be. And let's see, yeah, the thing about, like, I wish I knew which one was Negan. I will hold my tongue for now, just in case somebody else... because I have an idea of what Negan looks like. I'm not going to say whether or not we saw Negan in this episode, based on what I believe Negan looks like. But yeah, and the thing with like, we are gonna win, and they won't see me. Okay then. And which, I mean, fair enough. Jesus has been hiding for like almost 2,000 years now, so he's gotten really good at it. And let's see, the thing with, oh my god. Tara and Denise continue to be absolutely adorable together. And unfortunately, she covered up. She does love Denise, but she said it to cover up, to distract from. Yeah, and of course, like, because Denise is gonna, if she tells her, oh yeah, last time I experienced something similar, it's yeah, and it's no wonder that she did not like it the last time. God damn. But yeah, if she said that to Denise, of course Denise is gonna insist that she stay home or worry so much throughout, But yeah, and the thing about, like, I mean, I feel that way too. I'll say it when you get home, so that she's especially motivated. And the thing about, like, maybe you could come with, for those 2 weeks. And I can't. I'm the only doctor here. And yeah, I think, yeah, the thing about, like, are you still a priest? And then she confesses her sin to him. And yeah, the thing, yeah, I guess I covered the rest of that conversation. Oh my god, when the guy hands over the head, it's like, yeah, this is definitely Gregory's head. Don't no doubt about it. Oh, the nose is fucked up. I'm sure that's why you're being so quiet right now. I had to break his nose because he broke my hand, and that's why it looks like that. I mean, I kid. Listen, I'd be twice as nervous as this guy is. I would not be able to put on as convincing of an act. But yeah, and they're just holding it. Is this thing? I mean, it's good. It's a night. Yeah, but if they hold it up so close and look directly at it, are they not gonna know? And I love that the line. I'm afraid I forget the exact wording, but the big guy, the of the two of them, of the guards, he says something that could be interpreted either way. Like, maybe is he saying, I didn't know you would really be willing to take Gregory's head. We were worried we were gonna have to go even, that we would have to do more to convince you or something. But you could just as easily interpret it as, you think we would buy this shit? Just, yeah. And then, he imitates the head talking. And at one point we also see all these pictures, like Polaroids, I guess, of like destroyed heads. It's just, oh my god, so fucked up. And yeah, I really appreciated, them getting, Glenn and trying to remember everybody's names, still not quite there. Them getting to the armory did actually turn things around for them, and the fact that they start by, hitting the deck, because that is definitely the kind of, that is tactically advantageous in that particular circumstance. And I think that pretty much covers. Okay, there's at least one more thing that I want to make sure to say about this episode. Right, years-long friend, subscriber, occasional dialect coach, Arts Cafe, who requested I do this show, pointed out that this season they're spending the budget incredibly well. Absolutely agreed. Like, it felt incredibly, big, this entire attack. But yeah, there's the one guy on the motorcycle, and over the radio, put down your weapons. And she even correctly identifies, so it sounds like she's maybe looking through binoculars or even a sniper scope or something. And she, maybe there's even others, have hostages, and it's Carol and Maggie. So, god damn it. Let's see. Right, I appreciate it. Gabriel really is coming through for them. You know, shooting the guy quoting the Bible while quoting the Bible. The guy is not quoting the Bible. At least I don't think so. And that was also, you know, he's lying there, you know, saying, "You're a priest and you're gonna shoot me," you know, and then saying, "You're all dead." Just, oh my god. I think that pretty much go right. Very clever. This thing of like sending, you know, the two of them home to Hilltop, and yeah, I think that does cover. So yeah, I continue to be genuinely concerned. I mean, there's the obvious situation, the hostage thing. Other than that, yeah, I'm not. I don't think that they're going to be able to effectively maneuver the situation in a way that, yeah. And even if they manage to escape, I feel like this is going to be, you know, they're not going to be able to get away with this. Like, it was one thing blowing up those other saviors, but this, yeah. And I guess, okay, just real quick, gonna mentally fast forward through the entire episode. Let's see. So we've, yeah, I think that pretty much covers. What else is left? God damn, it feels like there's at least one more thing. So let's see. I don't think it was any of the car conversations or conversations. Wasn't stuff back in Alexandria? I really liked the shot where Carol walks away from Morgan, and you've got all the graves. And I think I feel like there's at least one more thing, but what on earth? Yeah. The yeah, I really appreciate that we saw, you know, both Rick and Glenn's faces very clearly when, you know, it's revealed that Maggie and Carol are hostages. Because that is very much, yeah. It was also super cool when Michonne, you know, at this point, I don't think she gets out of bed if she doesn't get to use her sword at least once. And yeah, oh my god, I fucking love the military precision of the early going of the... I mean, really, they maintained a good form throughout, but yeah, the thing with, you know, yeah, the one guy, you know, slit his throat, drank him away, everyone runs up and runs, you know, is you know, they're all ready, and then they hide from the guy, kill him, get, you know, sneak in there, and they just go room by room, open doors, and yeah. I think that might be everything. Yeah. The let's see. Yeah. I feel like Denise is very the actress who plays Denise, very convincing. So, you know, I don't know. She is probably just an actor. Like, I figure it's one of those I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV kind of things.